I'm thinking. I'm not exactly sure what I'm streaming, but we're going to go with it anyway. So, once again, I'm going to go into the Tavern Brawl. I have no idea what's going on in here. If we have to build a deck, obviously you get to watch me go through that process. If it's just using pre-built decks, then we'll just play 3 games and call it good. So, let's start off with, let's go in and see what we're dealing with.
There's a new set of crazy rules each week.
What we got? In the Sunwell lies unlimited power, and that power is yours. Start each game with 10 mana and see what you can do with it. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so we have to build a deck for this. So I see this as a couple of different options in terms of trying to take advantage of this. A lot of people, of course, are going to just try and jam every 10 cost spell. I think this is an advantage where you can really try and start looking at decks that draw cards efficiently, and also play 2 larger minions on a given turn. So a 6 and a 4, or a 5 and a 5. So that's where we're going to go with it. So to that end, what are we looking at? Okay, so Warrior, a control style Warrior would obviously be quite strong because they get to skip the early game and go straight into the late game. But I don't see any real value outside of that. Patron Warrior obviously could be kind of entertaining because you get to run your patrons out pretty early and just try an early combo. Druid does have the combo right off the bat, so that is something that could be quite interesting. Also, Druids tend to be very good at drawing cards if they're given enough mana to do so. So right now my inclination is heading towards Druid. Rogue could be quite good. Again, you're kind of early, like aiming for that early combo. Mage has some powerful cards at the high level costs, but again, not overly exciting cards. Mage likes to gain advantage, and obviously if you're starting at 10 mana, gaining advantage is tricky. They do have good card draw though, and Unstable Portal obviously could pay out really big or pay out very weakly. Warlock is interesting. Obviously you get card advantage pretty quickly because you get to easily pay for your tapping ability. And there's quite a lot of powerful things to do right at 9. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to try Druid. I think I have the most potential there. Nourish becomes less of a mediocre card when you're able to cast it quite early in the game, and obviously you've also got Ancient of Lore and other very expensive minions that could really kickstart your deck. So we get to do something kind of interesting with Druid, though, in the fact that we get to ignore Innervate and we get to ignore Wild Growth, which is kind of interesting. So right off the bat, let's go with putting in the full combo. Unfortunately, this one is the Growth Tender. It's kind of a weak card. It's only a 2/4, and its downside is that it gives your opponent something, and I don't really see why you would use that in most cases, actually, but especially in this case. I should mention one option is that there is a potential you could go for Bloodlust in a Shaman deck and try a lot of smaller things and see if you can very quickly win with some very powerful minions. That's certainly an option. Alright, so we're going to Savage Roar for sure. We're going to Swipe for sure. We're going to Druid of Claw. And that for sure. We're going to Force of Nature for sure. The Ancient of Lore for sure. Ancients of War seem also quite good. Starfire might be an interesting card because it cantrips, so it replaces itself. And the effect is quite powerful. I would like more ways to draw cards, so definitely Nourish. Okay, so I'm inclined. I think I'm going to try Starfire. It's not a card you get to generally use, mostly because it's not good, but it'll be interesting to see how it does in this deck. Alright, so what we got going on is we've got the combo, we've got some removal, we've got Keeper of the Grove to silence people that try and play anything particularly large and annoying, and we will load up on the silences. I have a feeling that in this particular combination of restrictions it might be quite good. No particular reason. Yeah. I mean, Wrath is removal for sure, but I might be better off just using Mark of Nature to act as removal. Being able to make a minion significantly bigger and more dangerous. I think for Druid cards, that'll probably be it. So let's go in here. And again, we're looking for things that... Ironbeak Owl doesn't really get to trade in efficiently after it's done some silencing. I think BGH. I think you want 2 BGHs because I'm sure people will try and play really big stuff. For good reason. Entirely justifiably so. Mind control tech is interesting. It's a possibility that people might try and flood. But I'm thinking that's less likely than people just making really big things, because running out of cards is really obviously particularly bad problem for that kind of deck. Defender of Argus is interesting. I'm inclined to take the Spellbreaker and make it act as an owl, because obviously we have so much more mana that this might be quite powerful. Zerdrick is interesting. Faceless Manipulator might be interesting if they decide to play anything particularly large. Lothab is weaker, because if they really want to play it, they can. Harrison Jones is narrow. Stalag and Fugan is potentially entertaining, but not necessarily good. Cairn might actually be worth playing. Emperor, yeah, there's no particular reason not to play him. No particular reason not to play Sylvanas. No particular reason not to play the Black Knight. Dr. Boom. So we got 2 cards left, so we've got some things we can play around with. So the options are we could go for something like a Foe Reaper. There's a likelihood that that people will play a lot of big creature and removal, BGHs, Shadow Word Deaths, cards of that nature, and he just gives them yet another target for that. But by the same token, he is a 6/9 that can wipe the board pretty effectively. Kalthazad might be very interesting, because I got so much big stuff. Bringing them back with Kalthazad could be quite powerful. Malagos is another option, and I do think we're going to see people trying to do Malagos decks, and they might be quite good. Nixia doesn't seem good. Ysera seems good. So right now I'm looking at Kel'Thuzad, Ysera, Ragnaros is interesting. Especially since he could be a turn 1 play. Deathwing, I'm not really all that excited about Deathwing. I mean, it's hard to imagine not using him in a position where you have a lot of stuff you get rid of and then he just dies to removal, which is targeted at the current deck construction limitation we have going on. I'm thinking, because it seems like it might be interesting, I'm going to try Kel'Thuzad and Ragnaros. So my curve, as you see, is particularly high, starting at the 4s, 5s, 6s, and then it has a lot of 7s and 8s at the top of the curve to hopefully have that kind of ridiculous start. So a turn 1 Ragnaros could be quite, could be quite good. And if they don't answer him fast enough, he could easily take over the game. So I'm going to give this a shot. Now, I could be completely wrong here. We could be doing this absolutely incorrectly. But, that's the fun of doing what we're doing. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Spent the day playing a different card game, called Conquest, which is based on the Warhammer 40k universe, made by Fantasy Flight. It's a very well-designed card game.
I must protect the wild.
That's pretty funny. I think Kel'Thuzad is the worst card here. He's something I'd rather get later. Sure.
My greetings.
Alright. So let's see how this goes. If she plays anything big, we have some stuff to deal with that. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, she technically has 11 mana if she wants it, I guess. So she can play a 6 and a 5. Sure. That seems fine. That seems excellent, actually. Okay. So, we'll attack for 5, because that seems good. Then we will destroy that. Yeah, I'm just going to go all in. I'm intrigued to see how this does. So if we get another big creature, I have yet another BGH to kill it. And we currently have 9, 13, 15 points of damage. Yeah, Frost Nova. We're not really concerned about losing a turn. Now that I cannot kill, unfortunately. Makes me sad. Haha. Alright. So, where we're at here, so presumably this Stormwind champion is going to go after this guy, probably. So that leaves 4, 8, plus probably removal at least one of these. So that'd be 4, 10, 11. So, my feeling is that we go for face with this. And the reason for that is I think it gives me the best chance of just winning out of nowhere. Well, not nowhere, but it makes a lot of my stuff lethal. So, 5 and 4 is lethal. Hero power 4 and 4 is lethal. Yeah, that's fine. that's unfortunate. For him, I mean. Now, will he go for board control? No. So that was probably a mistake. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. So that was probably a mistake. Because if I kill any of these, that is obviously incredibly bad for them. As it happens, I do have another one of those. And I have 9 damage direct. So what I'm going to do is armor up and hit face. So if they find a way of defending themselves and they play a taunt as part of that process, I can kill the taunt. If they freeze everything again, yeah, so we don't know what this is. Could certainly be, yeah, that's fine. Could certainly be Ice Block, which is an entirely reasonable card. So he feels pretty sure. Huh. Oh boy. So yeah, for sure. The best option here will be to armor up, kill this guy, play this guy. And if he makes another copy of it, that's fine. Yeah. And we'll just hit face, because we don't care what the secret is anymore. And we could just win. There you go. So that was fairly easy. So Druid looks like it might be pretty good. But we're not going to stick with Druid, because playing 3 Druids in a row when, you know, we've clearly seen what they do is fine. So let's try a different strategy. Instead, we are going to try... Should we try something really odd? Should we try doing something with Rogue? It's either Rogue or Hunter or Shaman. Maybe I'll try Shaman. That's what we're going to do. We're going to play Shaman. So I do not believe this is a good choice, by the way. I do think that a Bloodlust deck is probably not where we need to be, but I don't really care because I already won my game. We're just messing around to see what we can get away with here. So I'm going to play Bloodlust because it really seems good. And Overload seems like it's not going to do a whole lot when you have 10 mana, so we're definitely going to take advantage of that too. Yes, we will Doomhammer, because I can. We'll play the Fire Elementals, because they're good. I want an Earth Elemental. It costs me 7 mana, it gets me down to 7 mana for that turn. But that seems fine, because I don't have as much card drawing. So we're kind of exchanging, card draw for Overload. That could be fun, but we're not going to do that. I don't see myself pulling that off. That could be good. That is definitely something we want. Lava Burst. Do I care about Lightning Storm? Am I going to play anybody that has minions small enough that Lightning Storm is relevant? I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. So it's kind of counterintuitive because we're not running a ton of minions here, but I'm not too concerned because I basically get to hero power every turn, almost without exception. So we're going to assume that that's the way it's going to work, and we're just going to move forward with the principle that we have. I still feel his silencing is important, so we're gonna go with that. And similarly, we're gonna add the 4-cost silences too. And then we're gonna start putting in the big stuff. So I have no spells that I worry about. Lava Burst can be obviously pumped by a Zerdrake, but I see no particular reason to do that. We could take over the board with Violet Teacher and casting spells. That actually does appeal to me, so we're going to do that. And don't really feel the need for Taunt. I mean, that's probably a mistake, but I do have that guy for Taunt. I mean, and we've got the Feral Spirits for Taunt. I don't need any more Taunt. And my totems can always taunt. Obviously, we're going to be putting in Sylvanas, Dr. Boom. I'm still kind of a fan of Kalthazad and Ragnaros. So I'm going to stick with that because I kind of like that. And then got 2 other options. Let's try being a little different, a little odd here. I could take this because I do think Taunt is a realistic possibility. Often. But I don't know that I care. So maybe I'm going to do this. So do I want to get rid of Violet Teacher and instead play Piloted Shredder? How many spells am I playing? Nope, I'm gonna stick with it. Okay. See where we go from here. If I give people free wins, then I hope they enjoy their pack and they move on. But I'm gonna push this little. This is kind of more fun. Last week's was really kind of not fun. We were dealing with completely random cards. This time we're dealing with something that completely changes how the game is played, and I think I'm much more in favor of that. Alright, so this guy wants to mind control pretty quickly, which is alright. That's kind of funny. I don't need that yet. I will keep those though. Sure. So I think I'm inclined to go Fire Elemental and Violet Teacher. Again, I think attacking face is almost exclusively what you want to be doing here. So... do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. Should have sequenced them backwards, but it's fine. Nefarian. Well, Nefarian gets to turn into a very small frog with taunt. That's not a card I need to play right now.
Instruction begins.
This person has probably figured out what I'm up to. Bloodlust next turn is obviously hilarious. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm putting the pressure on, obviously. That's not good. That's a terrible card. And spread the love here. There's no particular reason to attack for 5 in one place, and
You have better.
okay. Apparently Shaman is OP. Or something. I have no idea what's going on there. Alright. Okay. Well, we'll continue. We'll do one more game, and we'll change decks again, and we'll try something completely different again. What do we want to try? Now, I really think I should play Rogue. The Rogue is obviously not obviously benefited from excessive mana, but maybe we can make it work. So obviously won't sprint, because there's no good reason not to have sprint. Vanish seems pretty good. Do I only want one Vanish though? Do I really care about 2 Vanishes? I don't think I want 2 Vanishes. I think I just want 1 Vanish. Obviously we want Assassinate, because, you know, why wouldn't we? So, that's a combo card, so we'll do that. That's a combo card, so we'll do that. We'll do that. Do that. This is not likely to work at all. But it does amuse me, so we're going to do it anyway. Gang up seems kind of fun. I'll put 1 gang up in, that might be interesting. Put 1 Blade Furry, and we'll put in Saps. So I'm intentionally ignoring preparation, because obviously I don't really need that. Shadow Step, however. Shadow Step could be quite good. Yeah, let's go with that. And then on this side we need, well, we're definitely doing Arcane Golem. Where's Arcane Golem gone? 4 cost, right? Not. Is it 3? Might be 3. Yeah, Arcane Golem. We're gonna play BGH because, unlike Druid, I actually care about it a little bit in this version. We want Leroy. Where are you, Leroy? Leroy. And we're gonna do our standard package of 4 at the top end. Sylvanas, Dr. Boom, Kazazat, and Ragnaros. That seems good. Sure. I have no reason to think this is going to be good. But we're going to assume that it will at least be entertaining. And to be fair, I'm a little surprised that the decks I've built so far have done as well as they've done. But, yeah. Okay, so we're against Priest again. Again, I'm assuming they're trying to go for that whole... yeah. I am okay with this, actually. Huh. All right.
Here we go.
5, 7, 8. Make 3 copies of Leroy and put them in my deck. Seems like it could be fun. Wish I could give him +1 power.
So many options.
I have no time for games.
So, obviously I'm trying to set up some kind of silliness with Leroy and Shadow Step. And gang up, putting more Leroys into my deck would be hilarious. So, we're not opposed to that option. We may obviously make copies. It occurred to me I probably should have attacked and then made a second knife, but there's much mana, who cares, right? He doesn't have mind control in hand, apparently.
I wonder.
Oh, he does have mind control in hand. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with not killing this stuff. So... So what we're going to try, I think, is sap that and kill that. So we slowed the game down a little bit. And our hope, of course, is that he's going to put out something that I can gain tempo with
I
the
have
Game
no
Hunter.
time for games.
I don't think this is going well. So we're gonna try. Yeah, we're gonna play that guy. Taking so much damage is the problem.
Too soon.
Now that might be useful. So I know I took a lot of damage there, but obviously I couldn't leave Sylvanas lying around because 5 damage is 5 damage regardless. So what did you do? Cast this.
Soldiers of the cold dark.
Alright. So let's see what we can do here. So I can kill that. I can kill that.
So many options.
Yeah. So we assassinate that. Play that. Killing that.
Here we go.
And kill that. And then enter. So this person was hoping I'd have lots of good cards, and really, I kind of don't. So I'm sure that's probably upsetting to him in some regard. Let's return that to his hand. Do that. I don't really care enough about this dagger to keep it around, so I'm going to do that. That.
I've got the beast in my sight.
So clearly, I mean, I'm going to become kind of annoying with Headcrack if I can. Just because it does it's basically, you know, a hunter hero power every turn.
I must consider.
I dream and the world
Sarah.
trembles.
It's fine. So we're going to...
I wonder.
Yeah. I'm going to play Calthazar.
Servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Gotcha.
Here we go.
Alright. Yeah, I'm not really talking a whole lot because there isn't much to talk about. I don't have a great hand here. And I didn't really build a great deck, so... I mean, it had to happen, right? We built 3 random decks and, you know... There we go. So that's that game. So Rogue apparently not good. But that's alright. We're okay with that. We'll live. Ah, 6 more damage for the quest. Alright. Anyway, so that'll do it for today, at least as far as this particular stream is concerned. So if you like this video, or you would like to see more, or you'd like to let me know how I'm doing, go ahead and follow, subscribe, or whatever your social media platform of choice tells you to do. And this is Sanlumiere saying goodbye, and thanks for watching.